This is Rahul Palki speaking. Today I am going to talk about post-Gupta period of Vardhan Dynasty. Its span was from 550 AD to 647 AD. The Pushabhuti of Vardhan Dynasty was founded at Thaneshwar, Karnal district, Haryana by Pushabhuti, probably towards the beginning of the 6th century. Pushabhuti were the feudatories of the Guptas, but has assumed independence after the Huna invasions. The first important ruler of the dynasty was Prabhakarvardhan. He was succeeded by his eldest son, Rajavardhan. Rajavardhan had to face problems from the day of his accession to the throne. Grahavarman, the Maukari ruler of Kanauj and husband of Rajasri, was murdered by Devgupta, who in alliance with Shashank now occupied Kanauj and imprisoned Rajasri. Rajavardhan therefore undertook a campaign against Devgupta and killed him. But he was killed by Shashank in 606 AD. In the meanwhile, Rajasri escaped into the forests of central India. Now I'm going to talk about Harshavardhan. His span was from 606 to 647 AD. After the killing of Rajavardhan, his younger brother Harshavardhana, also known as Siladitya, ascended the Pushyabhuti throne in 606 AD, and from this year started the Harsha era. After ascending the throne, Harsha first rescued his widowed sister Rajasri from the Vindhyan forest, where she was going to throw herself into the fire. Harsha drew out Shashank from Kanauj, who had occupied it after killing of Rajavardhan. He not only unified Kanauj with Thaneshwar, but also made it its a new capital, which made him the most powerful king of North India. Harsha therefore proceeded towards the east against Shashank with a view to avenge that of his brother Rajavardhan and brother-in-law Grahavarman. Harsha was not successful in his first expedition against God, but in his second expedition towards the close of his reign, after that of Shashank, he conquered Magadh and Shashank's empire. Harshavardhan defeated Dhruvasan II, the Maitrik ruler of Vallavi. However, Harsha, in order to secure the safety of the western boundary, reinstated him and gave his daughter in marriage to Dhruvasan II. Dhruvasan II accepted the position of a feudatory vassal. It was an important diplomatic achievement of Harsha. The course of Harsha's conquest suffered a serious setback on his expedition towards the Deccan. Pulkesin II of Chalukya dynasty of Vatapi Vadami inflicted a decisive defeat on him at the bank of Narmada. It was the only defeat of Harsha's victorious life. The Chalukya records describe Harsha as the lord of whole of northern country. The area under his control covered many parts of northern India, eastern Rajasthan and the Ganges valley as far as Assam. His empire included territories of distant feudal kings too. Harsha maintained diplomatic relations with China. In 641 AD, he sent an envoy to Tasung, the Tang Emperor of China. 3 Chinese missions subsequently visited his court. Hyun Tasang, the celebrated Chinese pilgrim, visited India during Harsha's reign. He spent about 8 years in the dominions of Harsha. Hyun Tasang mentions the most celebrated events of Harsha's reign: the assemblies at Kanauj and at Prague. The Kanauj assembly was held in honor of Hyun Tasang and to popularize the Mahayana sect of Buddhism. The Prague assembly was held in 643. In Prague, Harshavardhan used to celebrate religious festivals at the end of every 5 years at the confluence of the Ganges, the Yamuna and the Saraswati. It is said that this was the beginning of a Kumbh fair. Harshavardhan was a Shaiva faith, but he showed equal respect to other sects. Hyun Tasang portrays him as a liberal Buddhist Mahayan who also honored gods of other sects. According to Hyun Tasang, Nalanda University meant for Buddhist monks was mentioned by the revenue from 200 villages which granted by Harshavardhana. He died in 647. Harsha does not appear to have any heir to his throne, which was usurped after his death by a minister named Aruvansh. Harshavardhan was not only a patron of learning but was himself an accomplished author. He wrote 3 Sanskrit plays, Nagananda, Ratnavali and Priyadarshika. He gathered around him a circle of learned men, of whom Banabhatta, the author of Harshacharit, an important historic work narrating the incidents of the earlier part of Harsha's reign, and Kadambari, a poetical novel of great literary merit, and Bhrathari, the author of Niti Shatak, Srinagar Shatak, and Vairagya Shatak, jointly called Shatakatriya, are well known. Harsha governed his empire on the same lines as the Guptas did, except that his administration had become more feudal and centralized. Thank you very much.